FutureGrind, the development cyberpunk grinding game, launched earlier this week on the Nintendo Switch, PS4 and PC. But while it's a challenging arcade experience that rewards skilled players who want to break down its puzzles, it's also an indie game with ground-up accessibility features that stand out from the pack. To discuss the making of FutureGrind, game designer Owen Goss dropped by the DD Twitch channel earlier today for a chat about the game's inception, its long development process, and the accessibility features that let more people enjoy it and collaborator metrics spend so much time on. For your convenience, you can now watch the full conversation with Goss in the video above. If you are interested in more game developer insight, do not wait. Rush over to the DD Twitch channel and follow our colleagues now. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), and Wells Fargo Securities set in a joint court filing yesterday that they have agreed to settle a lawsuit over 38 studios. The studio, known for developing in Dawn's of Amuler, Reckoning, was founded by former Boston Red Sox pitcher Cody Schilling and shut down back in 2012 after running out of money, and has been the subject of a long-running legal battle with the state. Final approval has been delayed due to the current government shutdown, but lawyers for both parties asked a federal judge to put the case on hold until after the shutdown is over, to give the second's relevant divisions on Odyssey's time to consider and approve the settlement in principle. As reported by the Boston Herald, details of the PROPOSCDSCTTLDNENT have not been disclosed. Schilling moved the company from Massachusetts to Rhode Island in 2010 after the Rhode Island Commerce Corp. Agreed to give the studio a $75 million loan guarantee. The SEC said Wells Fargo and the Commerce Corp. Allegedly failed to disclose that 38 studios needed at least $75 million, but would receive only $50 million of proceeds from the bond offering, leaving a $25 million gap. The complaint filed in 2012 claimed that many of the defendants knew or should have known, but failed to inform the ADC board that 38 studios was destined to fail according to 38 studios on financial projections. 38 studios filed for bankruptcy less than 2 years after the move, prompting investigations and lawsuits into the company. Ubisoft has announced that it's making changes to the controversial Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC, which came under fire recently. This follows the apology Ubisoft issued last week regarding the DLC, which presented a mandatory in-game relationship rendering on romantic decisions the player made, whether to pursue relationships with men or women regardless of playing as Alexios or Cassandra. No, the content of the DLC was initially going to remain unchanged, but an updated forum post seems to indicate a shift in direction. After hearing player feedback and discussing within the development team, we are making changes to a cutscene and some dialogue in Shadow Heritage to better reflect the nature of the relationship for players, selecting a non-romantic storyline. The post reads, "These changes, along with renaming a trophy achievement, are being made now and will be implemented in an upcoming patch. We have also been carefully looking at the next episode, Bloodline, to ensure the paths that players experience mirror the choices they make in-game. It's worth noting that the player character is still locked into the decisions of the DLC, but the language around the event is being changed, as well as the nature of the relationship. Still, it's a welcome improvement that the community seems to be content with." Additionally, The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, GLAAD, have also made a separate post addressing concerns over the DLC, explaining that it has been in communication with Ubisoft about the DLC. This comes in response to Assassin's Creed Odyssey's nomination for the Outstanding Video Game Award, a category that seeks to celebrate interactive experiences that include authentic and impactful LGBTQ characters and storylines. Unity has blocked the use of real-time multiplayer platform Spatalos, leaving many developers who rely on the service in a state of limbo. A change to the Unity terms of service means all existing Spatalos titles, including production games and those still in development, are now in breach of the company's license terms. Spatalos creator Improbable broke the news in a blog post and explained Unity has also revealed its split. It will continue working with the engine for breaching the newly changed terms of service in an unspecified way. That means the company will no longer be able to fully support Unity developers, as to MEOF who have been forced to shut down the servers of their Spatalos projects. Although Improbable believes the unfortunate and counterproductive action to be a simple error in judgment, a coordination failure on Unity's part, the company is worried by the fact the change occurred during an open commercial negotiation with the engine maker overnight. This is an action by Unity that has immediately done harm to projects across the industry, including those of extremely vulnerable and small-scale developers, and damaged major projects in development over many years, wrote Improbable. Games that have been funded based on the promise of Spatalos to deliver next-generation multiplayer are now endangered due to their choice of game engine. Live games are now in legal limbo. All customers who entered into a relationship with us and Unity previously did so on the good faith understanding that the terms they signed up to, sometimes years ago, would allow them to be successful and not carry additional charges. Improbable is now urgently seeking a solution to the situation, and says it will do everything in its power to solve the issue in good faith with Unity, with the ideal outcome being a reversal of the terms change. In the meantime, the company has pledged to help developers using Spatalos with Unity finish, release, and operate their games, and is setting up an emergency fund for partners who are now thrown into the financial mire. Improbable will also be fully open sourcing the Spatalos game development kit for Unity under the MIT license, in the hope it might assist individual customers in some way. Those interested can find out more about the dispute over on the Improbable blog. G2Pay is charging a recurring service fee for members who are inactive for over 180 days, justifying the charge because, as a supervised financial institution, we must meet many requirements related to the monitoring and servicing of each account. It's worth noting that this is separate from G2, which is known for being a digital marketplace, similar to eBay, to sell video game keys. G2 pays its payment service. First noticed by a user on Reddit, the SHNRANE made detailing a service charge of $1.14 for nearly 180 days of inactivity on their account. According to the post, the recurring fee of $1 will be charged every month after the 180 days passed, during which the user does not log in. Indeed, Dan Marshall posted a screenshot of the MAILTOTWIT as well, leading to others speculating as to if the inactivity fee was real or not. Turns out that it is, and appears in G2Pay's terms and conditions under Section 2, Item 20. It costs money to upkeep accounts. and if someone does not use the account, it does not make sense to upkeep it. Explains need to append an official statement, which is pinned to the original Reddit post referenced above. We do not require these users to buy anything. Just log in at least once every 6 months, just so that we know they are still with us. As a financial institution, we are also monitored, supervised, and audited and have to back up and explain all our accounts and the funds stored on these accounts. The post continues. Once an account may be considered abandoned, we'll take certain steps to make sure we are in line with all regulations.